this is Jane Talbot, and today I am starting a new series of adventures. Well, to be more precise, tonight I've stumbled across a technique, a problem-solving technique that's best used just before going to sleep. It's called the Invisible Counsellor technique, and it was devised by someone called Napoleon Hill. He's famous for being the author of Think and Grow Rich. So the idea is you can take a problem, a question or something for exploration to a panel of counsellors. And I suppose the first thing is to decide what is it I want to take to the panel, and then who should be on the panel of counsellors. So what's come up for me is the fact that I am undertaking quite a large project, my 365 days of adventure, and I'd like to explore ways of integrating what I'm doing now with adventure into my business. So now I need a panel. So what I did is I asked out loud, who should I invite, and waited for some names to come up. And some of them for me are obvious and some of them are a bit left field, but I always know when something comes left field, they might have the biggest impact on the conversation I'm going to have with this panel tonight. So I have Richard Branson, obvious. I have Steve Jobs, obvious. I have Anita Roddick, and that is probably because of her ethics, her code of ethics that drove a business that wasn't just good in terms of profit, but was good for the world in general. Walt Disney, probably for his imagination and creativity. I have Anthony Robbins, probably for a bit of energy and drive in the group. And then here comes some left field stuff. I've got J.K. Rowling and Dan Brown, the authors. And what comes up for me is I think that they both have a certain in-touchness with global consciousness. They kind of knew the stories that we all wanted to hear. I had the Dalai Lama, and I think that's about compassion. And that's about following the right path. But then I scrubbed that out and I put Pema Chodron instead. She is an American Buddhist nun. And I think it's about having a few more women in this boardroom tonight, in this counsellor chamber. And last of all, I've got Alistair Humphreys, who is an adventurer and whose business is predicated on adventure. So that's my table for tonight. And the idea is I will go to bed and I'll close my eyes and I'm going to invite each of them in turn to take their place at the table. And I'm going to start a conversation with them. Now, what's really interesting about this is you could say I'm accessing the part of me that already knows the perceptions, the approaches, the kind of things these people might say. And Napoleon Hill, he thought the same until after a while the characters around the table started to take on their own personalities and habits, and this is what I'm really interested in. He said that certain of the people he invited to his table turned up late or were rude or started arguing with other personalities around the table. So I'm really curious about that. So I'm going to start that tonight. I'm going to do it for a couple of days. I think tonight is probably about, saying hello, getting to know each other, them understanding what I want out of the process, and then seeing what emerges. So I'm really, really curious about what's going to happen tonight, and I'll report in tomorrow. Bye.